Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Arms Trade Tycoon, a game that is currently only available via a demo, which you can pick up yourself on the Steam page for Arms Trade Tycoon Tanks. It is being published by Microprose, it's being developed by Fun Guy Games, and it is a game that puts you in the shoes of an industrial firm during the era of tanks, starting in World War I all the way to the modern era. You basically run a industrial company, and your job is to design tanks, submit those tanks for contracts with your government, produce those tanks on your assembly lines, ship those tanks to your government so that they can use them, see how those tanks perform on the battlefield, and continue to evolve and upgrade your technology and your designs over time, competing with other companies. It looks like kind of a throwback Tycoon game. It's still a demo, it's still very early, but I get the sense that the complexity and depth behind it is much more something like Railroad Tycoon 2 from back in the Tycoon golden days, and a little bit less like some of the Tycoon stuff you see out today, which tends to be a little bit more simplistic, in my opinion. There's definitely deep sim games nowadays, but when you throw a Tycoon on the title, a lot of times those games tend to be pretty simplistic today. I don't see that in this game. I'm really excited about this game. There's a lot of concepts and ideas in here that I've really wanted to see in a game for a long time, and this is the second video that we've done for this game. So we're picking this game up. We are doing the demo, so it is the Great Britain, the only country you can currently be. We've just designed our first tank, and we're going to get to see in this video as we start to submit it for contracts or submit it for sort of experimental contracts where you're basically giving a prototype and seeing how the prototype performs and if it meets the needs. As the British Empire begins to evolve, its demand for tanks begins to build a tank core, and as we begin to set ourselves up, hopefully in the near future, for winning some contracts and building some actual tanks and getting them into production. But that's where we're picking things up. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Leave your thoughts below, and I'll catch you guys at the end. Oh, there's the explosive munitions. The tank corps is founded. So we'll get different doctrines and ideas that'll come online that our tank can sort of be submitted for. Oh wait, I should do more research. So while we're building that first tank, we've done explosive munitions. We're gonna give a light. So how does this compare here? Hard accuracy 8, range 5. 4, 4, 4. What about this? So it's double the armor penetration. I mean, I need more mobility then, right? Maybe the hull needs to be better. All this stuff adds weight, though. I could go with a lightweight tank, though. Reinforced frame. What does the chicken wire do? So, like, how do I make my hull better? I can get a smaller tank, I guess, with lighter guns. You know, let's research a lighter tank too. We're gonna go with a chaser hull. I wonder if a 3-pound gun on a lighter tank might be something that would be appreciated by someone. Probably more of a French thing than a British thing. All right, so the steel's been delivered by the Ottomans. We did lose. Wow, the one time I did this before, I didn't lose anywhere near that much, but we lost about 1,200 of it. So we're now up to 5,800 high carbon steel. Chaser hull's been designed. Heavy infantry support concept adopted. A new tank concept has been adopted. Each tank characteristics are to be revealed prior to upcoming tank trials. For the time being, our insiders could only learn that the weight limitations and general tank characteristics that are believed to be prioritized. Prepare your prototype accordingly. The known information and expect an announcement of corresponding experimental contracts. So 2,800 pound weight limit. Firepower soft is important. Mobility is important, and protection is important. Well, I don't know any of that stuff for my current design because it isn't completed or trialed yet. But if they want a heavy support tank, that probably rules out designing a chaser hull tank. Okay. I'm just going to keep going on the mobility train here because those mobility designs might be useful. William and Forrester's announcing their own tank design. Does it really have 2 guns there? Those like 4-pounders. Investigate this photo closely. So that does tell us that they're using a machine gun in front and 2 side turret guns. Interesting. They got something on the top there too. All right, our design is successfully completed. That means we can build one of the things, I think. Can we, what I don't understand is if we design, can we trial the design before we can? It's too heavy for the contract, probably. So we'll probably want to make a slightly lighter version of that, but let's wait for the trials to come back before we actually... All right, so let's go back to research. While we're doing that trial, let's go to the engineering space. We did unlock a medium whippet hull. Much lighter, by the way, half the weight. So we do have ammo storage now. Use fuel stowage. Gear. Just trying to see what else is like potentially new. We're gonna have to save 200 pounds somewhere. I mean, we could go back to the Daimler. Be considerably cheaper, but the engine just isn't as good. We can put 2 DeoCorp ball mounts on this thing, front and rear. Can we not do that on the other one? Just the one? Huh. We can put 3. Dear God. curious how this thing will play out. Spare no expense. Design me a medium whippet. I mean, mobility is going to be important there, but it won't be a heavy tank. That's going to be the problem. Infantry support contract available. It's an experimental contract. Our tanks showed acceptable performance and our engineers seemed to be satisfied with the work. It was noticed that some problems do exist. This can affect battle performance, so maybe some design iterations are still due. Make sure the tank's weight and attributes are adequate and fit existing direction outlined by the tank core. So the weight is probably the issue. If we go to the global map here, we take a look at the contracts now. So you can see here the weight is an issue. Mobility is great, according to their ask. Firepower soft's a little bit weak. Firepower hard is much, they don't even care about firepower hard. Protection, reliability, both above what they're looking for. Repairability is below what they're looking for, and crew is above what they're looking for. So basically, the main thing here, I think, I'm not going to get much better on soft firepower with these 6-pounders. I think we just need to figure out a way to lose 250 pounds. And the mobility is surprisingly good for a tank here. Our competitor tank, meanwhile, the Mark Achilles, you can see here, we don't have any specifics. We know that it is a 30 to 55% chance of success. This is saying our chance of success is 71, but that weight having a double thumbs down makes me a little nervous. You can get more information about specifically what they're looking for in the contract here, which is really cool. Like this is, it's like a borderline RFP process, like you're running a business here, which I think is pretty neat. All right, let's go to the design. Let's make a modification here. I don't think I can I modify my existing design? So we need to drop, I guess I can't. So we'll go with the Butcher Mark II, I guess. The Butcher 1A. No, we'll go with the heavy. I mean, we could easily get it just by, well, we'll keep the rear wheel. Centipede running gear. Cardo engine. That like gets us right up against the limit. Question here becomes, where do we save our weight? We need to save 250. This is the weight before we picked ammo. Oh, nice. So the HE shell that I researched, the 6-pounder is actually 30 kilograms lighter. Okay. So that saves us 30 kilograms. Still need to save a bit more. Got it. I got it. Stop telling me that it's too heavy. I'm aware. I don't care at the moment. So I'm about 300 pounds overweight now. I didn't even change anything. Drop this down. So the upgraded hull is actually lighter, or no, it's not. So this gives me running gear reliability. So I can go with a lighter centipede running gear. So this gets us under the weight requirement. Everything, the annoying thing is like when I go back here, everything comes. Okay. So we have a few £100 to spare. Well, actually, what if we drop the steel shell? Because the steel shell is really just hard damage, right? An armor penetration. We don't care about an anti-tank gun right now. So all we care about is the internal ammo for the 6-pounder. Does that get me to the... That'll get me very close to the design weight. So let's go back here, do all the upgrades that I did. We'll also drop the rate of fire enhancement for the cooling for the machine gun. I don't think that's a big deal. Commander, driver, gunner, loader. Why do you only need one loader? Okay. Crew gear, overalls, revolvers, fire extinguishers, crew ammunition just underneath the requirements. I don't have any staff to assign to this. Fuck! Can I save the design? So I think that's the thing. Drop the steel ammo. I don't even think the machine gun mattered. Alright, I gotta wait till I get my engineers back. Sorry about that delay. It's gonna be 3 more days. Alright. So we go back to the design bureau. Butcher 1A. Still keep everything the same, I think. Except ammunition? Oh, I can change the appearance of the drivers and gunners and stuff. Don't care about that right now, but that's cool. 1 loader seems low. Probably for 2 big guns like that, you want 2 loaders, right? And no anti-tank shells, just the 6-pound TNT shells, which will be better than the ones we tested with. Soft damage is higher. It's gonna take us 15 days to research this butte. Now the question is, how much time do we have before the contract is up? Does it tell me? Agreed delivery date, 18 days. Well, we could send the tank we have while we design the replacement, which will be presumably used for when they actually want production, because it's just an experimental. I'm curious why their percentage is so low, unless the game just made it easier for us. So the 1A will probably be our production tank. Always researching new blueprints. Big on mobility. I feel like mobility is an important thing for tanks, especially in the era of trench warfare. The heavy assault tank concept is adopted. So the heavy assault tank, they care about firepower hard, mobility, and protection. We're good on 2 of those. Our hard firepower is not great. So presumably that means there's a second trial that's going to occur, right? You can see the concepts here anyway. So rather than infantry support, heavy tank assault. No tank regiments, so they're not building tanks yet. So that one would be better on going all out with weight, but I probably need to do more research on like better guns or firepower, because right now I got a firepower. I have the naval gun, but I don't have researched explosive. There's also anti-personnel munitions. Stations, gunner stations. Does any of this impact hard firepower though? Like, where do you get a better gun? I don't see anything that would impact hard firepower to be better, except for maybe some of those shells. So, I mean, maybe the tank we already have will be good to win that concept, too. Anyway. Oh, there's 2 tank companies now. Metropolitan Carriage and Wagon. A new tank regiment is being raised, 4 sections. It'll need to have tanks, presumably. So if we go to the global section here, we go back to, we'll see there is the Company A regiment is going to be raised. It's in the concept phase. I really love this game already. I know it's just a demo, guys, but I'm really enjoying this. Cutting it real close though. We got 4 days left here. So we do have 7 days. The question is, do we send a tank that hasn't been trialed? The only change is that we drop the ammo, right? Our rivals are hiring engineers. Interesting. It has a lower reputation. Oh, because it hasn't been on a trial yet. I know it's only going through trials, but I'm going to build one. What's the contract date here? Oh shit. It won't even let me offer the Butcher 1A because it's too heavy. The Butcher 1A, meanwhile, 36 to 96% chance because we haven't performed trials yet. So I can't even do the Butcher 1 in the trial because it's too heavy. But I don't even have the trial results for the Butcher 1A yet. And I only have 3 days and it's going to take 4 days to do the trials. Fuck it, submit it. I'm not really shipping a batch of tanks, I'm shipping a prototype. A new design announced by one of our adversaries. This one looks like they switched to the 6-pounders. Congratulations, your prototype design has won the competition for the heavy infantry support contract. Your company reputation has increased by 10. Its reputation and your design will be used as a reference for all contracts based on this tank concept. Moreover, you have gained an invaluable insight in the upcoming contracts given the tank concept. It is expected that the War Office will place 3 contracts totaling 53 tanks to be delivered. Well done. Okay. Okay. Let's see how the tank trials come back. All right, the trial's done. Tank's weight and attributes are adequate to fit existing direction outlined by the tank concepts. It doesn't really tell me anything about. So it's firepower hard. The 1A actually went up. Not sure why. The crew performance went up. The soft firepower went up. Reliability stayed the same. Protection stayed the same. Mobility stayed the same. Repairability stayed the same. All I changed was the ammunition. I guess that was enough. Those steel shells really suck. Okay. How do I get rid of a design? Can you scrap a design? I don't see any delete option. Never going to go back to the Butcher 1A. This tank's better in every regard, and it's lighter and cheaper. Well, not much cheaper. I wish I could see the analytics about the actual tank. But I can't. So now we just kind of have to wait for the production contract to come in. We know that we won the design, the concept. So the question at this point is, how ballsy do you go? Do you like start building tanks on the assumption you'll win the contract? Because when the contracts come in, there's a fixed amount of time you have to meet it. And with the number of folks that I have employed right now, there's no way I'm going to be able to make 50 tanks in a month or something like that. So we can start hiring more people or start producing at a low run to get ahead of the game. But then if we don't win the contract, we could be stuck with an inferior tank just, you know, on our hands. Was there any other? So there's this concept is based on our tank. Heavy assault tank. There's no contract available for that at the moment. We'll have to see. But anyway, guys, this is Arms Trade Tycoon Tanks, a new game that I am really excited about. I think it looks really cool, running your own industrial firm, building and designing tanks, submitting your proposals for contracts, and building up your own military industrial complex, if you will. I think it's a really awesome idea. I'm partial to the idea because I've been tossing an idea for like basically a military contractor around in my head for about 5 years now. My idea was more on the aerospace side, but hey, I'm assuming if this game is successful, you know, maybe we'll end up designing P-51s or F-4 Phantoms and submitting Cold War contracts in some kind of sequel. That's a ways out though, because this game doesn't say it's slated for release until Q3 of 2023, which is quite a ways away. The final game will obviously be much more fully fleshed out with up to 5 countries, all the way from World War I to the Cold War, and presumably a ton more technologies and things like that to design. So I'm really excited to see where this thing goes. It's being published by Microprose. I think they've got a home run on their hands if they do this thing right. And there is a Kickstarter. There's a link in the description. It's a little weird to me that there's a Kickstarter for a game that has a major publisher like Microprose, but you know, if you're interested, link in the description. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer, as always, saying thank you for watching. And until next time, I'm out.